What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Yeah, maybe I look like yesterday's news. I'm doing a couple videos in the same day. I want to go over a couple things. I don't like to make any of my videos too long-winded because I have in the past, so I'm trying to stop that. So today I'm gonna go over how I chose my wheel. Okay, I want to do a rundown on all the guys who have all the questions and want to know how big they should go with their wheel, you know, the style, maybe even brands and different things like that. So let me start out by showing you what I did, and maybe my little knowledge can help you out in some way. So I'll turn you around, let you see the bike. All right, hope the light's right for you. 21-inch Prodigy wheel. The Prodigy wheel came out in 2020 as a stock, pretty much a stock wheel, and a 19-inch. This is a 21-inch. All right, let me give you all the angles I can so you guys can see exactly what I see. So just to start, the reason I went with 21 over 23 over 26 over any other wheel, basic geometry of the wheel. Okay, anything over a 23, anything over a 21 changes the geometry of the wheel. Some guys rake their bikes after they do a 23. On a road glide you don't have to, but it still changes the geometry just a little bit. You got to think of it this way: Harley designed the CVO, right? Really not much difference in suspension or anything between the Special and the CVO, and they used a 21-inch wheel. Slap it on this bike, it fits the same way. The only thing you needed to do different, pretty much like modification you needed to do, was a spacer, and I'll show you. So the spacers for the fender, of course, if you're running a 21-inch tire now, it would rub the inside of the fender. So with the wheel came a spacer. You can't really see it because it's black. Might look like it just goes with the bike, but yeah. The spacer goes here, which brings the fender up a little higher, maybe a ½ an inch. That's pretty much all you needed. So then when we go from that, the 21-inch wheel, just in my opinion, looked a lot sleeker because it fit on the factory fender. I'm going to eventually do a wrap fender on this bike, but the paint job, the paint alone is $450. Then to get somebody to paint it is another, who knows? Plus the fender is $600. Now I know what you're saying. Go to Advan Black. They color match. They do a good job. But remember, this bike changes colors. I'm sure you can see that right there. I don't know how good Advan Black is on getting it that spot on for that price. Basically, if Advan Black charges $750 or about $750, it's $699, so $750 for the fender. If I go to anyone else and they're already charging me $450 just for the paint, now I would still have to buy a fender. All right, so now Advan Black's giving you a fender, not to say I'm down on them, but a fender plus painted for $750, when a fender alone usually costs $600, a good quality one, plus the painted. That's over $1,000. I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush, but to complement the wheel, I put this spoiler on. Okay, the spoiler hides a lot of this, like the frame and all that stuff, wires, cables, that, you know, usually would show and kind of throw off the bike a little bit, especially if they're not clean parts. Okay, so just in that combination alone, I'll tell you the price. The spoiler was $500. The wheel was around $1,500. Okay, take it from me, do it this way first, because if you ever decide, hey, I want to go bigger, or I want to do a wrap fender, your bike's not down. Okay, these wheels are easy to sell because it takes so long to get that wheel. Anybody who's looking for it, 9 to 12 weeks is quite a wait time. And it's kind of like, why wait if I see something? I mean, basically, you would get your money back for selling that wheel. A lot of people want to go with 21 because it still pretty much rides the same. The only difference I noticed was how my tire hugs the road now, because it's a more of a low profile tire and it's more round on the top of the tire. Let me see if I can get in and show you a good shot. I don't know if it's necessarily taller, but it's more round over the tire like that. So now when I'm leaning the bike, it's easier to lean. You just got to make sure you'll get used to it in the first 15-20 minutes, but it's just something to get used to. In my opinion, I think 21 is the right size. I think that's probably the best way to go, just because of everything it saves you in the long run. If you get a blowout, you get a flat, you get a nail in your tire, you can take the bike right to Harley. They have 21-inch tires because they have wheels there with 21-inch tires on it. Simple. I'm out of town, I get a flat, I can get to Harley, but they don't have a 23-inch tire. You get what I'm saying? They don't have a 26-inch tire. So now I'm waiting, especially if it's on the weekend, now I'm waiting on a whole company to come out and say, okay, we'll bring the tire to Harley. And will Harley put it on? You got too many variables with that. So the best way to do it was to go 21. Let me give you another reason why I chose a 21-inch wheel. The brakes, okay? The rotors are not cheap by a long shot. Now, I'll tell you this. I bought two CVO wheels before I bought these wheels. Mind you, half of the battle was, why change the front if you're not changing the back? I'm not one of those guys. I'm going to change both wheels. But I got the Prodigy on the back already, and I got a Prodigy on the front. But I did buy two CVO wheels, right? When I was going to put the CVO wheels on, which were way more expensive than this wheel by itself, I had to change the rotors. The rotors were $300 a piece. They were the Galfo rotors. Yes, on certain bikes they fit right on, but some bikes you have to get the special rotors for. I can't, I couldn't see spending another $600 just on brake rotors. Now, will I upgrade later? Maybe. I don't have an issue with them now. I'm not pushing the bike to where the brakes are fading. Daily setup, daily ride on a 21 is fine. It's perfect. I mean, I haven't had a hiccup with it. I haven't had the wheel on there that long, but I've been riding it pretty tough just to see where the limit is, and it's pretty much the same as when I had the 19-inch wheel on. But all in all, $1,500 for the rim, $500 for the spoiler kit, which goes all the way around and is on both sides. Spacer came with it, and everything just looks very clean, very classy. I'm not gaudy. I'm not looking like I don't even know if you really noticed the difference in the wheel until you pretty much looked at it. You would have to walk up, and once you got close to the wheel, you can definitely see that it's a lot bigger than a 19. And at the same time, the 23-inch wheel just looks so pizza. Had like a pizza look to me. And what I meant by that is we're stretching all the spokes out even more. So it just makes the spokes longer and just makes it look so much bigger, and just really not my style. I would actually, if I did a 23, I would have to change both wheels off because that wheel in a 23 just wasn't attractive to me. Just my opinion. Everybody has their own. That was just me. So when I went and got the tire when I got the wheel, I took it to the shop. He already had a 21-inch tire. We slapped it right on. There was no weight, no fuss. Guys, I know you see a lot of guys riding with different wheels on their bike. Just make sure you're using a quality company. This is SMT Machine. I've heard about them for a long time. They're not one of the fly-by-night type of companies. I kind of felt that, I even saw them years ago when I was going to put wheels on my other bike. But at that point, I was like, they have quality. They have a good background. They have, they're not somebody who I think I'm gonna get failed by. Like maybe sometimes if you go on eBay and you see a wheel or something like that, you got issues, you're stuck. You know what I mean? Easy to bend, you might break a wheel, something like that. Then you're pretty much stuck with those wheels until you finally decide to, buy a whole new set of wheels. Guys, I think this is the perfect size for long distance riding, for the curves, for everything. Now, I know what you're gonna say. Why even change the wheel anyway? Like I said, it's all personal preference. I just didn't want to have what everybody else has. Yes, everybody can get a 21-inch wheel. Yes, they can all get a Prodigy 21-inch wheel. I have yet to see one on this bike, this color, I should say. And I just wanted to be different. I think it looks cool. All right, so guys, if you got any questions, any comments, anything, if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, still hit the like button. It's all good. We're all family. We all enjoy the same thing. All right, so until the next time, guys, peace.